I'm currently researching the wild and wonderful world of memory for an upcoming essay. Like almost all of the fundamental functions of humanness, artificial intelligence is forcing us to revisit what we actually understand and, more importantly, don't understand about memory. So the research was inspired by a recent conversation between Lex Friedman and Charan Ranganath, along with a new paper by Michael Levin on self-improvising memory. As part of the research, I decided to revisit an older podcast Lex had done with the late and great Daniel Kahneman. I vaguely had remembered some interesting discussion about memory from that conversation or in that conversation. And I also heard several references to Kahneman's work from a number of prominent AI researchers. So for those unfamiliar, Kahneman did a lot of bridging between the worlds of behavioral science, psychology, and economics. He helped unravel the complexities of cognitive biases, showing how the decisions we make through intuitive or fast thinking often lead to biases and errors in judgment. His book, which you might be familiar with, Thinking Fast and Slow, summarized and simplified much of his influential research. So I had initially planned to skim back through the podcast to find any valuable references. And 24 hours later, I've re-listened to the conversation several times and taken a heap of notes. This conversation is an absolute gift. I think we should be deeply grateful that such a brilliant mind in the last years of his life was able to share his thoughts on the future of intelligence. This interview would be one of his last long-form conversations. He passed away earlier this year. So a few things that really hit during the conversation for me. Number one, it's rare to hear someone with such a depth of knowledge pause and say things like, "I don't know," or "I'm not qualified to answer that question." You can hear him update his own opinions in real time during that conversation as he learns from Lex and the conversations they were having specifically about self-driving and artificial intelligence. I found this to be a true demonstration of wisdom. I'm not sure if this is the result of a lifetime studying the flaws of humans, overconfidence and cognitive biases, or the fact that he was in the last years of his life. Probably both. Number two, Kahneman's curiosity, humility, and intellect toward and about artificial intelligence is just incredible, without considering the fact he was in the last years of his life, in his late 80s, I believe. He clearly had a deep understanding of both the technical nuances and moral implications of artificial intelligence. I think if we could be thinking like him into our late 80s toward 100, we should be very grateful. He referenced several times that AI would have an unimaginable and unpredictable impact on the human species and that he wouldn't be around to experience it. Number three, feels almost as if he was forged by a life of research to offer a unique and invaluable perspective on the potential trajectories of intelligence. I'm not sure there exists another human on the face of the planet more uniquely positioned to comment on the limitations of human cognition and the implications of the creation of increasingly intelligent artificial intelligence. I'd recommend everyone listen to the whole conversation, but for the lazy, I sliced out a few of my favorite moments and added them into the tweet that I've linked below.